Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Richard and I'm here today to talk about Halloween H20, 20 years later, as promised, right? Anyway, before I begin, I want to share something with you, and I hope the camera picks this up because I think it's great. This is great artwork. This, as you're probably aware, can you see that? Try and get that. I want you to see that as clearly as possible because that is fantastic artwork. That is brilliant, brilliant artwork to Halloween H20. Okay, the mask Michael is wearing isn't great, but who cares when it comes to, I mean, as you can see Jamie Lee Curtis in the background. I absolutely love this artwork. But I do believe that was the United States American, artwork for Halloween H20. This one is the one we have here in the UK, and it's good. I like it, but it's not as good in my personal opinion as the one I just showed you, the American release, I believe. Anyway, that's the artwork out of the way. Let's start at the beginning. Halloween H20, pros and cons, good points and bad points. Let's talk about some of the good points first, okay? Let's not try and concentrate on things that are wrong. Let's try and concentrate on things that are right. Let's be positive, eh? Let's all be a bit more positive, you know? Nothing wrong in that. So I've got some notes here, even though I've seen the film many, many times. It was the first Halloween film I saw at the cinema. I was only 18 years old at the time, released in 1998. 20 years later, obviously, after the 78 classic. Okay, here, directed by Steve Miner. The same guy who directed Friday the 13th Part 2 and Friday the 13th Part 3. And he went on to direct Lake Placid, which I also kind of like. It's not great, but I kind of like Lake Placid. I kind of like I said, it's not great, but it's okay. Directed by Steve Miner, of course. What do I love most about Halloween H20? Well, the idea. I love the idea because what they did is they eliminated the Halloween 5, but primarily Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers storyline, The Curse of Thorn. Can you see me straight? Hopefully the video is not wonky. If it is, comment down below and let me know. I'll try and fix it. It should be okay. Yeah, anyway, like I was saying, I love the idea of getting rid of the Curse of Thorn. All these years Michael's been doing what he's been doing because he is inflicted with the Curse of Thorn and basically being controlled by a cult ever since 1963 when he killed his sister. No. Hated it. And that's why when I first heard about Halloween H20, 1998, guys, things were very different, as you know. Things were very, very different. Or if you're very young, you may not know. Back in 1998, yes, the internet was around, but it wasn't what it is now. So when I first heard about Halloween H20, it was in a film, movie, magazine, Total Film, I believe, or yeah, I think that was the one. And I was like, so psyched, you wouldn't believe it. Now, if you remember, as I do, excuse me, if you remember as I do, you were probably excited about seeing Jamie Lee Curtis back, am I right? I mean, come on. Jamie Lee Curtis, the godmother of Halloween, in my opinion. Of course, I'm not taking anything away from Deborah Hill. She was the one who sadly passed away a few years back, and she was one of the producers of Halloween, and I believe Halloween 2, and maybe even Halloween 3. And I do believe she directed or produced Adventures in Babysitting, which is another film I love, also known as A Night on the Town. Taking nothing away from Deborah Hill, but Jamie Lee Curtis, in my opinion, is the godmother of the Halloween franchise, and to see her back after 20 years was absolutely fantastic. I absolutely loved it. If the camera went dark then for a second, I apologise. I've got to keep on, like I say, in my last Halloween 5 video, if you see me move my hand like this, I'm trying to keep the video alive. This is Fred Flintstone land, guys, okay? And stick with me. Yeah, gonna go back to the list. I've seen it many times, probably too many times. Anyway, but you don't want to hear me ramble. I ramble a lot, if I'm allowed. The rest stop scene. Now, the rest stop scene in Halloween H20 is one of the most realistic scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie. Ever. And that's simply because, if you remember, we see a mother with a very young daughter at a rest stop. And, excuse me, in that scene, the mother goes into one cubicle, the little girl goes into the cubicle next door, and the mother soon becomes aware that something's not quite right, something is happening. Michael Myers, she obviously doesn't know it's Michael Myers, but she knows there's a presence or something going on. I should remember it better, especially when I'm doing a review, right? Forgive me. However, continuing on, she knows, and she's scared. And there's a scene where there's a passing of some toilet tissue underneath the door or something like that. They have to use the boys' room or something because the girls' room is out of order or something. Not that really matters, but anyway, yeah, it's a great scene. But here's where the awesomeness of that scene kicks in, okay, for me. That's where, when the mother hears her daughter scream, wow, how realistic is the mother's reaction to her daughter's scream. Because she is out the door, folks. She is gone. All she thinks about is the safety of her daughter. Now, if you have children, you probably know what I'm talking about. I don't have any kids, but I think every parent, I am an uncle, and I know I'll do the same thing for my nieces and my nephews. It just happens. As soon as she hears her daughter scream, she doesn't care about her own well-being. She actually just pushes open the door, screams her daughter's name, I think. Casey, is it? And then it's like total disregard for her own safety and making sure her daughter's okay. I think that scene is fantastic. Some people say it doesn't add to the plot very much. Maybe not. But Michael Myers needed a car. And isn't it better to see him obtain the car than him just showing up in California? Hey, I'm driving again. He was doing very well last night, wasn't he, people? Very well last night. Halloween 1978. You know what I'm talking about. Gonna go back to my list here. Yeah, the rest stop scene. Brilliant. LL Cool J. Now, I love him in this movie. He's funny, but not too funny. He doesn't turn Halloween H20 into a comedy, but he's kind of like a little bit of comic relief. Do we need that in a Halloween film? No, not at all. But personally, I think LL Cool J is brilliant in this film. He's the aspiring author, right? He's on the phone to his wife a lot, or his girlfriend, or whatever. She wants another baby or a baby, and before she's too old to lose her butt or something. But that's just one telephone conversation. I think they have quite a few in that film. A few, anyway. LL Cool J is so funny in that film, and he's a good actor, I think. I think he's a pretty good actor. He's not the best actor in the world, but he serves well in Halloween H20. He did a great job. I love LL Cool J in Halloween H20. And yeah, like I've written down here, he's not the usual dumb security guard who we all know is going to at some point die. He doesn't play that kind of character. He's real. He brings substance to the security guard role, and it's nice. It's cool. It's cool, and he's cool anyway. I mean, come on, LL Cool J is fantastic. And I forgot to. So, hopefully the picture didn't go dark for you, but it went dark for me. But I'm not the important one. You are. You're watching. You're subscribing, hopefully, and you're liking. Yeah, give the old thumbs up. Anyway, LL Cool J, great. What do I have next? Chris Durand, the guy who played the Shape in Halloween H20. Was he fantastic? No, he wasn't. But he was good. He was good. He did what he had to do. The pressure on that guy's shoulders, I can only imagine. He was Michael Myers in a 20th anniversary movie. Now, I think with that kind of pressure on your shoulders, you know what the fans are expecting. You know the fans were expecting you to be a good Michael Myers character and a good Shape. And I think he was. I think he was pretty good. You know, not Nick Castle quality, not Dick Warlock quality, probably not even George P. Wilbur quality, but I think he did a pretty good job, and he did what he was told to do. And in real life, Chris Durand, I never met the guy, but I hear he's a wonderful, wonderful man, and he did a pretty good job at playing or portraying, whichever you like, the Shape, Michael Myers. He did good. What do we have next? These lists. I don't really need these lists. I just don't want to go off too many tangents on. I don't want to stray away too much. That's why I make these lists. I didn't do it for Halloween 5 because Halloween 5 I had so many things bottled up to say about that movie, redeeming qualities and such, that I didn't need any lists. And hopefully soon, I want to go back to that, by the way. I want to do a Halloween 5 follow-up video, because there are several big redeeming qualities in Halloween 5 which I actually forgot to mention in my video. Donald Pleasance and Danielle Harris, two fantastic redeeming qualities in Halloween 5, which make it, like I said before, more than a watchable horror movie. Anyway, back to the list. What do we have now? Oh yeah, what's his name? Adam Arkin. Adam Arkin. He played Will, as you probably remember. He played Will, Jamie Lee Curtis's girlfriend. Laurie Strode, Kerry Tate. You know, I love the guy. I think the guy. Okay, he was no go on the Big Dipper, but he was real. Is that sun too bright behind me? I'm trying to. Anyway, yeah, Adam Arkin, I think, was great in Halloween H20. He was nice, you know. He was nice. He was nice. He's one of the characters in a Halloween film. For me, spoiler alert. When he is, spoiler alert, you've seen it. When he is killed, when Michael kills Will, played by Adam Arkin, I was like, really? Couldn't you just let him live, Michael? Couldn't you just let that guy live? I mean, he's such a nice guy, you know. He's just nice, and I love that character. I do. Let me know what you think about Adam Arkin in Halloween H20. Comment down below. Don't be shy, guys. If you think Adam Arkin is a terrible actor, he should never ever have been in Halloween H20, should never have been part of the series, the franchise. If you hate, he was also in Lake Placid, and he was in an episode of the Great Frasier TV show. But if you don't like the guy, let me know, and I'm open to all and any comments, folks. I really am. Back to the list now. Okay, this is something I have to talk about. I just have to get this off my chest.
Sorry, waiting.
That was a text. If you heard that, that was a text. Okay, and never mind. Anyway, up next is the oldest joke in the book. Michael Myers walked onto the set of Dawson's Creek. If I hear that joke one more time, I mean, look, That joke is as old as the day is long, okay? The main reason I believe people say that, some people say that, maybe not you, a lot of people say Michael Myers walked onto the set of Dawson's Creek. Probably because Kevin Williamson was one of the co-executive producers of Halloween H20, and he created Dawson's Creek. That's probably why people say this so much. And I guess another reason why people... I've got an itchy nose. Yeah. And plus, yeah, like I say, it's set in California. And so, you know, a not so good aspect in Halloween H20 is that we don't really get that Halloween feel, because it's set in sunny California. I do believe we see some leaves on the ground, some trees that are not quite as alive as they would be in the summer, but it's not a Halloweeny kind of atmosphere to this film. That's a con. That's a not so good aspect to this movie. But that joke really gets on my nerves because it's so old. It's been said 100,000 million times. Get over it, okay? Get over it. Just get past it. Halloween H20, yes. Co-executive producer Kevin Williamson, who created Dawson's Creek. But it doesn't mean Michael Myers walked onto the set of Dawson's Creek. There must be other reasons for that, and if there are, if you are one of the people who actually believe this statement, and please let me know in the comment section, because I would love to know. I would love to know why that joke is so popular. I would love to know why it is repeated as often as it is, because to me, it's not really funny. Anyway, that's probably the end of the list I have here. Now, I'm gonna forget things to talk about, like I did. Actually, I'm gonna remember a little bit more, because yeah, the list. There is something on here. Actually, it's not on my list, but it's something that just popped into my head. This is a not so good aspect of Halloween H20, and that's the mask. Or should I say masks? 4 masks. Looking at my own hat. 4 separate masks were used in the production of Halloween H20. This was mainly because, I think, of legal reasons. They were not able to obtain the rights to the William Shatner mask that was used in Halloween 1 and 2, which was the same mask, even though it looks very different in Halloween 2. That's because it spent 3 years underneath Deborah Hill's bed in a box. And let's face it, Nick Castle and Dick Warlock, if you've seen the guys in real life, on TV, you know, they've got very different shaped faces. So when Dick Warlock wore the mask in Halloween 2, his face appeared a little bit fatter. He filled the mask out a little bit more than Nick Castle did. Not taking anything away from either guys, they're both great shapes. If you saw my Halloween 5 video, you know I think Nick Castle is the greatest shape ever. This is Dick Warlock. This is a Halloween 2 t-shirt. It's kind of rare. I got lucky to buy it. I'm proud to own it. But yeah, the masks. I'm not keen on it. Now, the worst mask in Halloween H20 has got to be the computer-generated one, which I think we only see once. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And that's the scene in the kitchen with Jimmy. It's awful. Absolutely terrible. Apparently they couldn't reshoot some scenes, so they had to use a CGI mask for the scenes they couldn't reshoot. But I will say one thing. In the opening of Halloween H20, the first time we see Michael Myers wearing the mask in Halloween H20, it looks good. It looks really good. When he's in the nurse's home, is it Marion Chambers? Nurse Chambers? And he slits her throat. Yeah. But the mask looks great in that scene. Probably because it's kept in shadow a lot, which is always good when it comes to Michael Myers, and you don't want to see him out in the daylight all the time, because when you do, it's not as scary. So at the beginning of H20, we see the mask, and it looks pretty good. But then during the film, it changes more than once, and I'm not keen on the masks in Halloween H20. That's a not so good thing. Let me think. What else? I mean, I'm out of ideas on the list, people. So I'm thinking back. Maybe if I look at the DVD. Excuse me. Yeah. The first words I read, Dawson's Creek. Anyway, I happen to like Dawson's Creek. You know? Do you? Let me know. But yeah, let's just let's talk about. I don't know. Let's talk about the ending. Let's talk about the ending of Halloween H20 with the decapitation scene. Michael Myers is dead. Let's face it, he was dead. That was how they were going to end the series. But because it made so much money, they found a way to bring him back in Halloween Resurrection in 2002, I believe. But the ending scene is great. Now, when I came home from the cinema watching that movie, I didn't like it. I did not like it. Our horror hero, our favorite, well, my favorite horror antagonist is dead. There's no way you can come back from that. He can be shot 6 times, he can fall off a balcony, he can be blown up in a hospital. Many ways they've tried to kill off Michael Myers. In this timeline, Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween H20, he was put through his paces. But you can't survive having your head cut off, can you? I didn't like it. I thought, okay, that's it, that's the end. So when I heard about Halloween Resurrection, I was pleased. I'm not overly keen on the way they brought him back. I think they could have done something better with that. I really think they dropped the ball on bringing Michael Myers back in a way that is believable. That's a story for a different day. We're talking about Halloween H20 right now, right? Anyway, I want to talk about the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack is pretty good. There's a song in there by Creed, What's This Life For? I love that song. It's the only song I really remember from the film, unless you want to include Mr. Sandman, which is played. We hear that when Jamie Lee Curtis gets on a car, turns on the car radio, starts up the engine or something, and all of a sudden she hears Mr. Sandman, which is an obvious nod and wink to Halloween 2, the first time we ever heard Mr. Sandman in a Halloween film. But yeah, Creed, What's This Life For? I like that song. I love that song, actually. The score as well. The score is pretty good. It's updated. If I had my way, it would not have been updated. But I like it. It's more, what's the word? Orchestral. Or it has more substance, if that's what you want to call it. It's bigger. It's louder. It's like I say. It's instead of the traditional do 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 do. This one is more like which I'm not keen on. I'm not keen on the I don't like that sound effect at all. It wasn't supposed to be there. It was done, I think, in post-production. But the big orchestra I'm not overly keen on it, but I think it's okay. I think it's good. I think it served the purpose for its day, because the original, the original John Carpenter theme in Halloween H20 may not have worked with audiences in 1998, but I do like we hear it, the original version, when the credits are rolling. When the credits are rolling at the end of Halloween H20, we hear John Carpenter's original theme. So at least we hear it. And like I say, I think it's a good point. I like the music. It could have been better, but it's a good point. It's a grey area, okay, for me. I like it. Sometimes I don't like it. Like I said, the sound effect with the yeah. If you've seen the film, you probably know what I'm talking about. It was very weak. It was part of the score, which wasn't originally intended to be part of the score. The guy who did the music for Halloween H20 even said that wasn't the music he thought was going to be played in that particular scene. Michael Myers is walking, we hear it probably more than once, but Michael Myers is walking through a hallway or something, and we hear the big do 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 do, and then we hear that awful So it's a grey area. It's a grey area. It's 50-50. Anyway, folks, I've rambled on enough today, I think, about Halloween H20. There's probably points I'm going to stop recording very soon. You're probably thinking, oh, thank God for that. But anyway, no, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like, comment, and subscribe if you wish to. I'm going to be coming back probably to Halloween H20. And there's probably things, as soon as I stop recording, I'm going to be thinking, oh, why did I forget to mention that? Just like I did with Halloween 5. So this is a film I may be revisiting in a upcoming review. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about next. It's going to be probably another Halloween film. Maybe Halloween 4. Maybe Halloween 6. I don't know. It might be a Friday the 13th film. If there's any film, any horror movie, Nightmare on Elm Street, a certain Halloween film, a certain Friday the 13th film that you want to hear me talk about and ramble on about, then please let me know in the comment section. But up next is probably going to be another Halloween film, but don't hold me to that. It could be something else. It could be something else. It could be a Friday the 13th film. I love the franchise. Was it a rip-off of Halloween? Yes, of course it was. They even, Sean Cunningham and the other guy, I can't think of his name. Sean Cunningham, who directed Friday the 13th, admits it. And the other guy, one of the producers of Friday the 13th. I'm not going to say a name just in case I get it wrong. But they ripped off Halloween. But the thing is, so many people ripped off Halloween, but I think Friday the 13th did it. I'm just checking still recording? Yeah. You can still see me, you can still hear me, I hope. Yeah, anyway, Friday the 13th ripped it off best. And I really, really, really love the Friday the 13th franchise and Jason Voorhees and the classic Hopefully that picked up. I'm not using a very great microphone. But anyway, yeah, that's it for now, folks. And like I say, like, comment, and hopefully you'll subscribe for more reviews and chats. I don't like calling them reviews because they're not bit by bit, play by play. I just talk about Halloween. I love Halloween. Yeah, I love the event. I love the day. I love the time of year. Actually, I much prefer summertime. That's the only day, maybe apart from Christmas Day, obviously, that I really enjoy at that time of year. I love Halloween, probably because mainly this guy, okay? And of course, Mustafa Akkad and John Carpenter and Deborah Hill and all the other guys we have to thank for such a great film series. Anyway, that's the end of my review of Halloween. Yeah. That's the end of my chat about Halloween. I'm just going to stop recording. That's the end of my chat of Halloween H2O for now. Please let me know what you think of Halloween H2O, because it means a lot to me. It really does. Oh, I nearly forgot. I nearly forgot. Josh Hartnett is in Halloween H2O. Obviously, he plays the... I say obviously, if you haven't seen it, you're thinking, why is it obvious? But I think you've seen it. If you're watching this video, you've probably seen Halloween H2O, just like my Halloween 5 review. Whatever. But Josh Hartnett plays Jamie Lee Curtis's son in that film. And there's a scene... I can't believe I'm doing this. There's a scene where he receives a birthday card from his dad. He's just turned 17, and the card arrives a little bit late, 2 months or something like that. The card is late. Could be 2 weeks, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4. Anyway, it's late. Anyway, he opens up the card, and he opens up the card, and he shows it to his mum, Jamie Lee Curtis, Carrie Tate, Laurie Strode, whatever you want to call her. And he says, birthday card. Now, I know that sounds nothing like Josh Hartnett, okay? I know it doesn't. That was a request from a friend who wanted me to do... Apparently, well, yeah, I did. There was a time, a long time ago, I said that comment, birthday card, and hopefully the mic's picking me up. I said that a long time ago and it came out perfect. It was exaggerated, but it came out unbelievable. But if I do say so myself, I can't get it right anymore. I can't get it right. But anyway, I did that. It's a shout out to a friend of mine. He's probably... You're watching this, so... If I get thumbs down for doing that, it's your fault, not mine. Okay. Anyway, thanks guys for watching, and hopefully again, I'll see you soon. And we'll talk about another Halloween film, or like I say, A Nightmare on Elm Street, or one of the Friday the 13th films. But subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know what you think of Halloween H2O. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you again real soon. Goodbye. Cheers.